Hello, Fishhead friends, Joe here. Today I thought I'd just do a real quick update on my 75-gallon mixed Malawi tank. Not a whole lot has changed in here. Everybody's doing really good. The juvies are pretty much no longer juvies. You can see this guy right up front looking super good, and that guy, and that guy. Might have already pointed to him. I got 3 or 4 of the juvies that are looking super good. I got a bunch of others that are starting to color up, like this guy down here, and they're all over the place. They're all doing good, looking good. Even the females are getting a fair amount of orange. I've had 2 females holding in the last few weeks that have like the dark orange patch on their shoulders, kind of like this guy, which the mother of them had that too. I thought she was a male up until she was holding. But they had that, basically this guy, he's got the dark orange, and then, if we can see him under good light. But then, some lighter orange hazing, so, the females are showing some color too, which is pretty cool. Over the last, quite some time, I've had a steady flow of females holding. Seems like there's always 2 just holding in here at all times, just cycling through. Sometimes 3. I haven't gotten any other fry to come from that. I've been trying to keep my rocks piled up to promote, or to keep hiding spots and stuff. But it's just, I don't have real high hopes for that. I just kind of, it's cool when babies pop up. I do have one fry in here. He's about 1 inch long. He's been in here for quite a while. I'm pretty sure I've shown him in other videos. Otherwise, right now I just threw in a little handful of spinach. A few times a week I'll throw in a handful of frozen spinach. They seem to like that a lot. I believe, I forget what it is, but there's something in dark green leafy vegetables that helps them color up. I believe I learned that from Deb Tim, a Canadian girl. There's the VC10. He's looking good. So I went back and I was looking through some of my old videos, and I was looking at I think it was a ruby red peacock, and I think that might be the male to all my hybrids in here, not the VC10. Now, that probably means time-wise, he probably mated with the female right before he died, because the reason why I thought it was the VC10 this whole time was because he was the only male in there when I noticed that female was holding and when I stripped her and stuff. My memory's not so great, but at the time I thought that he, I wrote off the ruby red. I just didn't think he was a potential father for them. But you can see, here's a pretty good example on this guy. He's got all that white up on the top of his dorsal fin. When they're flaring up, they have a significant patch of white. Here's another good example. A significant amount of white on the dorsal fin, and then also the tips of his tail have quite a bit of white. And looking back at my old peacock, which I think was a ruby red or rubescence, I'm not sure if those are same name for, or different name for same fish, or if those are 2 different fish, but it was just a red male peacock that I got out of a miscellaneous tank. But he had those white markings, so these fish could be a cross between my female in here, which I believe is a red shoulder. This is her right here. Is that her? It's getting so hard to tell now. They're all so many of the same fish, and even the females look like males, so it's hard to tell. But I don't think the VC10 is the male to these guys, which is fine. It was kind of cool being able to say that I had a peacock and a VC10 crossbreed. Still could be mixed batch even, but whatever. It's ultimately not a big deal whatsoever. I am hoping that if I do have more babies just kind of surviving here, that it'd be cool mixes. I've seen One of my juvenile females spawning with one of the OBs. I saw them doing the dance and all that. I'm always hoping that I get the OBs to breed with something, or my rusty cichlid. She's a female, and I've seen her holding a couple times, only for a couple days each time, but maybe one of these times it'll take. So I know there's a lot of dispute on whether that's okay to crossbreed them, but I don't see a problem with it. I would, when I do get rid of them to the pet store, I'll be very open and honest, and I'm pretty sure they would just put them into a miscellaneous tank anyways. I feel like as long as we can buy fish in miscellaneous unmarked tanks, I don't see a problem with hybrids, because if I'm a breeder, I'm not going to go pick out what I think is a German Red out of a miscellaneous tank. I would go buy German Reds from a reputable dealer that I know I'm getting a German Red from. That's just my thought. I just have fun with it. Aside from this one batch of fry that I did earlier this year, I'm not going to pull and strip the fry. It's very tempting. I want to really bad, but I don't have the time or the tanks to do that, so I try to refrain from that excitement. The only other note I have for this tank, well, actually I got two more. I still plan on treating this tank with Corey's trio of meds, the erythromycin, Generocure, and ICX. These guys do have stringy white poop, and they have had it for a long, long time. I'm pretty sure I even know what fish brought it in years and years and years ago, and it's just spread through the tank. It doesn't seem to really affect the fish, other than they don't have a really long lifespan. But I feel like I get 3 years, maybe 4 out of a peacock, and then it dies. So hopefully I can, just treat it just to be sure, just have that peace of mind. Yeah, but I gotta wait. I'll probably do that in winter when I have some more, I can find time a little easier because of my weird schedule. Because I do have to open up my canister, take out all the biological, or the chemical filtration, like the ChemiPure and Purigen. So I gotta find time to do that and make sure I can do the retreat and, all that. So that's coming up in the winter probably. And my other note on this tank is I added, I guess you could call it a refugium. I just put my Marina hang-on bag breeder box back there, and I stuck a couple stems of pothos in there, a couple stems of lucky bamboo, and then I do have a Java fern windalave in there that I tried in this tank, but it just got destroyed, so I just put it up in there for now, but it just kind of got out of the way. That's all. I haven't noticed any difference in the nitrates. The light I have on it, it's just a super cheap Amazon light. It's not rated for plants or anything like that. Sorry, my house is super dark. I get very little natural daylight. Even though I always have this nasty glare over here, I get very little daylight in here. So yeah, that's what I got for the African tank. Let's just hang out and watch them for a little bit, and that'll be that. There's a holding female right there. Doesn't show up on camera the greatest, but you can see she has some orange tone to her. Oh, there's blue making an appearance way in the background. Oh, you know what else did happen? My yellow peacock got some eye damage. I assumed it was just, he scraped up on a rock. I got a lot of lava rock and stuff in here, so that kind of stuff happens. He had some eye damage. It started going away, and then all of a sudden, one day he got a little beat up, scraped up, and it looked like his eye had gotten chomped on. And I haven't really seen him since. I figured he was either hiding in the rocks, so I gave him a few days, like just hiding and trying to heal. But then after several days of not seeing them, even at feeding time, I really moved everything and looked for them yesterday when I did a water change. And I didn't see them at all. It's been 3 or 4 days. I guess maybe all these fish, the catfish, the clown loach, they could have completely consumed them. But to leave no trace, I think that's weird. I have a pretty good top on here. I mean, I have a really good top. There are a few open spots, like right there. And with the breeder box up here, it's kind of got this gap. So potentially he jumped out, made it out one of those little cracks. I haven't seen or smelt anything, though. Like, I kind of glanced back there, but I don't know. He just kind of disappeared. Even though he was a yellow peacock when I got him, he lost all his color pretty quickly and just kind of blended in. I could still tell a difference with him because he didn't have all the black barring that my juvies had. And he did have a gold sheen. So, I could tell, but you had to really look for him. But I just haven't seen him. Haven't seen a trace of him. I've been smelling the water. It hasn't gotten funky or anything like that. So I'll probably find a dead fish on my floor at some point, I'm assuming. Either that or maybe he jumped and my cats ate him. I don't see that as too likely either, but who knows? I'm rambling. This is getting long. Thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you later.